2026 presided over the official launch of activities leading up to the 41st International Women's Day. Road accident at Elever neighborhood this Friday morning has claimed 2 lives, a bike rider and his passenger, highlighting the dangers of reckless driving on busy streets. The victims got crushed after failing to climb a hill while trying to overtake the truck. And out of the country, Zimbabwe has taken a major step forward in the fight against HIV with the launch of a groundbreaking twice-yearly injectable prevention treatment offering high protection and easing the burden of daily medication. These stories and more will be yours in a bit. Thanks once more for joining us. We begin with one of our lead stories where the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Professor Marie-Thérèse Abena-Undwa, has this Friday, February 20, 2026, presided over the official launch of activities leading up to the 41st International Women's Day at the Koteng Ceremonial Ground. The ceremony set the stage for a week-long of activities to celebrate women under the theme Rights, Justice and Action for All Women and Girls. Melanimbo in the following report.
The Koteng Ceremonial Ground in the Upper Sanaga Center region was filled with excitement as it hosted the launch of activities marking the 41st International Women's Day. The event, rich in cultural display, brought together women from various associations who marched past the Minister of Women Empowerment and the Family, showcasing their solidarity and strength. The event was a proof to the government's effort in promoting women's empowerment and gender equality. The minister, in her address, encouraged women to continue to work towards achieving their goals and aspirations. She also highlighted the importance of women's participation in the country's development agenda.
We would like to urge all stakeholders and communities to commemorate this International Women's Day in peace, respect for institutions, unity, dignity, social cohesion, and living together. Together, let's act to promote the rights of women and girls and equitable justice for all. It is with this collective commitment that I officially declare the launch of activities marking the 41st edition of the International Women's Day across the country.
The event featured a colorful display of traditional dances and performances showcasing the rich cultural heritage of the region. As a token of appreciation and encouragement, the minister presented wheelbarrows, matches and other equipment to women, symbolizing support for their economic development. The launch was also an opportunity for the minister to announce initiatives aimed at supporting women's economic empowerment, including access to microfinance and skills training programs. The 41st International Women's Day celebrations have set the tone for a year of action and empowerment for women in Cameroon.
The government of Cameroon, through the Ministry of State Property Surveys and Land Tenure, in collaboration with the German International Corporation GIZ, is set to host a landmark workshop on responsible land management. The event, set to take place on February 27, 2026 in Yaoundé, aims to promote effective and sustainable land governance in the country. We have Melanimbo once more and Elise Yanda in the following report.
The Minister of State Property, Survey and Land Tenure, in partnership with the German International Corporation, is set to host a pivotal workshop aimed at strengthening responsible land management practices across the country. The high-level meeting represents the latest collaboration between the two parties under the Promotion of Responsible Land Policy project, which has been operational in Cameroon since January 2023.
We addressed certain points because of our common project. We were discussing the preparation of a very important workshop that will be held next week, Friday, 27th of February. There were still some details to be discussed and to be clarified. This we have done. So we are very looking forward to a very successful workshop and to present very good results that show our excellent collaboration between the WINCAF and the German corporation.
The workshop comes at a critical time when less than 30% of Cameroon's land area is secured by collective or individual right, leaving most rural communities vulnerable to tenure insecurity. The promotion of the Responsible Land Policy project implemented by the German International Corporation with funding from the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development focuses on strengthening land use rights in the Central region, particularly in the municipalities of Nanga Mboko and Yoko. The meeting between Dr. Henry Ayebe Ayisi, Minister of State Property and Land Tenure, and Dr. Tobias, head of the Responsible Land Policy projects in Cameroon, have fine-tuned the final details for the upcoming workshop. Their discussions underscore the commitment to addressing Cameroon's obsolete land legislation, which dates back decades as the nation awaits the completion of the land reforms initiated in 2011. The workshop, to take place on February 27th, represents another milestone in what officials described as an excellent collaboration between WINCAF and the German corporation by bringing together traditional leaders, government authorities, and civil society stakeholders. The event aims to consolidate recent administrative gains through circular letters and chart a path forward for sustainable land governance.
And on to this sad news, as you heard in one of our lead stories, 2 people have died, a bike rider and his passenger, following a violent road accident that occurred in Elever neighborhood here in Yaoundé. The incident took place when the bike rider attempted to overtake a truck climbing a hill but miscalculated the move, causing both him and his passenger to be crushed under the truck. With the assistance of Freddy Esomo, let's get details of this story in the following report. The inhabitants of the Elever neighborhood woke up this Friday to a fatal accident that occurred following a tragic collision between a truck and a commercial bike rider at the busy stretch of road precisely at the Sancte Elever. According to eyewitnesses, the bike rider allegedly attempted to overtake a truck and a taxi parked nearby when the situation suddenly turned disastrous. In a split second, the truck reportedly moved, knocking the motorcycle off balance and throwing both the rider and his passenger under its heavy wheels. The truck then dragged the motorcycle for several meters before coming to a halt, leaving behind a scene too horrifying for many to behold. Bodies lay motionless on the tarred road, crushed beyond recognition as stunned onlookers stood frozen in disbelief. Some witnesses lamented that the rush to outpace other vehicles along the roadwork area may have contributed to the reckless maneuver that cost the 2 lives. This work isn't a competition. We are trying to earn a living and not show off. If he was driving slow, he wouldn't be in this mess. The problem is he tried to overtake the truck and the car. You know, when you want to talk, some people will say, "Hey, old man, step aside." That's the problem. Who is telling the truth here? When a truck is in front of you, don't overtake. Even if, just let it pass. Overtake when you are sure it is safe. It's not like everyone is racing here, but with the roadworks, people want to rush. It's not good. As crowds gathered in shock, forces of law and order swiftly cordoned off the area to restore calm and ease traffic congestion while making efforts to identify the victims' families. The wrecked motorcycle remained trapped beneath the truck, a grim reminder of the devastating impact as grief and disbelief were written on the faces of onlookers. This heartbreaking tragedy serves as a stern warning to bike riders to exercise patience, avoid risky overtaking, and prioritize safety over speed, because no journey is worth a life. Let's now take you over to the littoral region of the country, where in a significant breakthrough, elements of the Douala 2 Gendarmerie Brigade have arrested 3 men suspected of trafficking human bones. The operation, which took place in Douala and Kribi, was carried out on February 7, 2026 and has sent shock waves through the community. Bertrand Tita takes us to Douala in the following report.
The suspects, aged 35, 39 and 45, were presented to the public at the Douala 2 Research Brigade for trafficking human bones. According to security sources, the trio had been planning the operation for over a year, with the mastermind Japap Justel hatching the plan to extract remains from a burial site at the Super Palm industry in Kribi. Japap Justel conceived the idea and shared with his colleagues Zé Ango Amel and the cousin Gaetan to remove the remains of a picnic native buried in a bush at the Soka Palm industry in Kribi. The gang extracted the bones and transported them to Douala for sale, but their operation was foiled when Zé Ango Amel and his cousin Minko Gaita were unable to find a potential buyer. Minko Gaita was arrested in Kribi, while Zé Amel was apprehended in Douala with the human bones in his possession. The investigation, led by the commander of the Littoral Regional Gendarmerie Legion, revealed the names of the other suspects, leading to the arrest of the third individual. The operation was made possible by the collaboration between the local population and the security forces. In respect to the instructions received by a hierarchy, we made a successful operation thanks to the collaboration of the public. The National Gendarmerie therefore calls on the local population to always call us through our call number 1501 or visit any of our National Gendarmerie Brigade for any security issues. The National Gendarmerie has recommended the local population for their role in the operation and has called on citizens to continue reporting any security concerns through their green number 1501 or visit any Gendarmerie Brigade. This arrest sends a strong message to those involved in such activities that the authorities are committed to fighting high-level criminality and organized crimes nationwide.
And if you're just joining us, you're watching the 6 p.m. news over Camdis television. Now, let's take you beyond our borders. As you heard in one of our lead stories, Zimbabwe has taken a major step forward in the fight against HIV with the launch of a groundbreaking twice-yearly injectable prevention treatment offering high protection and easing the burden of daily medication. This initiative targets tens of thousands of individuals in high risk, boosting the country's efforts to control the epidemic. Second stop will be in Russia. These stories are compiled in the following report. In a decisive move to curb HIV, Zimbabwe has launched a national rollout of lenacapavir, a twice-yearly injectable prevention drug hailed as a breakthrough in the fight against AIDS. Unveiled by Health Minister, the drug developed by Gilead Sciences offers nearly 100% protection and removes the need for daily PrEP pills. Backed by the Global Fund and the U.S. government, the initial phase will reach more than 46,000 high-risk individuals across 24 sites. Despite having about 1.3 million people living with HIV, the country has achieved UNAIDS 95-95-95 targets and sharply reduced prevalence over the years. The Director General of the World Health Organization described the innovation as the next best thing to a vaccine, signaling renewed hope in the global HIV response. Russian President Vladimir Putin welcomed Madagascar's President Michael Randrianirina to the Kremlin, pledging the deepened bilateral ties between Russia and Madagascar across key sectors, including agriculture, energy, geology, medicine, healthcare, and education. Highlighting existing exchanges, Putin noted that many Madagascan students are already pursuing higher education in Russia and earning qualifications. Emphasizing a broader commitment, he added that the Moscow is ready to expand cooperation in the humanitarian sphere and work alongside Madagascar on international platforms including the United Nations, signaling a shared interest in stronger diplomatic and multilateral collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our 6 p.m. news over Camdis Television. It was a pleasure staying with you. Do enjoy the rest of the evening in the company of interesting programs over the Republican channel. Have a blessed weekend.